Now can you hear? Can you hear me? Show your thumb. Okay, fine. We are going to learn about osmosis. Alright, what are we going to learn about osmosis? Look at the board. Movement of water molecules. Write down in your copy. Movement of water molecules from region of high concentration. Alright, movement of water molecules from region of high concentration to region of low concentration through semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. Write the definition. After that, we will see the examples. All right. Write the definition for osmosis. Okay, what is it? Movement of water molecules from region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Can you hear? Show your thumb. Can you hear? All right. Now look at the example. Follow. See, we have a beaker filled with water. We have a beaker filled with water. Alright, in this beaker we will put some resin. This is a resin. Resin means kishmish. Okay, and we have taken a beaker filled with water. This is resin. Alright, let us understand osmosis. Now pay attention carefully. Where is water more? It is water at high concentration outside as compared to the resin. Resin has low water concentration, isn't it? So what will happen? Obeying osmosis, water molecules will move from high concentration, that is from outside, to the resin. This membrane of the resin is semi-permeable. And what will happen after some hours? The resin will become double its size. So why has the resin swollen? Because of osmosis. Can you understand? Simple demonstration. You can do it at home. Alright. What have we done? We have taken a beaker with clear water. We have put some resin inside. Isn't it? What will happen? The water is at high concentration outside as compared to the resin. So obeying the law of osmosis, water molecules will move from the beaker to the resin through this membrane of the resin. Alright, this is kishmish or resin as you call it. Look at the covering. This is the semi-permeable membrane. See how water goes inside and the resin swells up. Alright, so this is an example of osmosis. Clear? Then after that, another example you can see. See, this type of osmosis is called endoosmosis. Why endoosmosis? Because the water has gone inside and the resin has swollen up. There is another type of osmosis called exoosmosis. What happens in exoosmosis? Pay attention. Again, a simple experiment. Take a beaker. Alright. You put sugar and water in it, or you can take a sugar solution. Put plenty of sugar and water and stir it. So this becomes a concentrated sugar solution. This is called a concentrated sugar solution. In this, you put the resins like this. Put the resin in it and wait for some hours. What will you find? After some hours, you will find that the resin has shrunk. Yes, it has shrunk. Why did it shrink? Again, pay attention. Where is water more? Outside in the beaker or in the resin? Naturally, it is outside. Sugar molecules are more. We have made a concentrated sugar solution. Water is at high concentration inside the resin. Outside, water molecules are very less or they are in low concentration. So obeying osmosis, this resin will lose water. Water will move from high concentration, that is from resin to the surrounding where concentration is low. Isn't it? And the resin, because it loses water, so it will shrink. Alright, so this type of osmosis is called exoosmosis. What is it called? It is called exoosmosis because it is giving out water. Because it is giving out water, therefore it is called exoosmosis. Alright, can you understand? Then we can write these two definitions, children. After writing osmosis, you can write down the definitions like this. Endoosmosis, how will you define it? Just now we did a little experiment. Endoosmosis, simple definition, what will you write? Endoosmosis means, what does it mean? Write down. Yes. Manit Porwal, you admitted. Yes. All right. Endoosmosis means entry of water molecules into the cell through semi-permeable membrane. Entry of water molecules, pay attention. Entry of water molecules into the cell through semi-permeable membrane. Through semi-permeable membrane. This is known as endoosmosis. As simple as this definition, entry of water molecules into the cell through semi-permeable membrane is called endoosmosis. The water is entering inside, so it is called endoosmosis. Then let us check the next definition. Next simple definition is exoosmosis. What is the definition for exoosmosis? Pay attention, children. Exoosmosis, the exit of water molecules from the cell. The exit of water molecules. Exit of water molecules from the cell. Exit of water molecules from the cell through semi-permeable membrane. Through semi-permeable membrane is known as exoosmosis. The exit of water exit means going out. Like this is the cell, water molecules are going out. Exit of water molecules from the cell through semi-permeable membrane is known as exoosmosis. Can you get it? So we have defined osmosis, we have defined endoosmosis and exoosmosis. Endo means going in, exo means coming out. Got it? Then after that, let us come to significance of osmosis. It is a physical process just like diffusion and it is very useful in daily life. Significance of osmosis. How will you write? Just like we wrote significance of diffusion, in the same way we write significance of osmosis. Alright, can you hear me? Am I audible? Show your thumb. Show your thumb, children. Yes. So let us understand significance of osmosis. Alright, what is osmosis? If somebody asks you, what will you answer? How will you define osmosis? Just now we wrote the movement of water molecules from high water concentration to low water concentration through semi-permeable membrane is known as osmosis. Then we saw endoosmosis, exoosmosis. Now let us see how it is useful in daily life. Pay attention first. The roots of plants absorb water by osmosis. Roots of plants absorb water. They absorb water by osmosis. See, such an important phenomenon. Roots of plants absorb water by osmosis. How? See, this is the root of the plant in the soil. Where is water moved? In the soil, it is in high concentration as compared to the root. So, obeying osmosis, water molecules with minerals will move from soil to the root through this membrane of the root. So this is how the roots are able to absorb water. Alright, then after that, unicellular organisms like amoeba continuously gain water into their body by osmosis. Alright, second, unicellular organisms, unicellular organisms like amoeba, unicellular organisms like amoeba, what do they do? They continuously gain water, continuously gain water. How do they gain water? By osmosis. By osmosis. Water is required for many metabolic processes. So the water concentration naturally outside is higher as compared to the body of amoeba. So obeying osmosis, water will move from the surrounding to the body of the amoeba, obeying the law of osmosis. Got it? Then after that, stomata are present on underside of leaf. They open and close due to the process of osmosis. Third significance, this is the leaf. On the underside of the leaf, on the underside we have tiny holes. These holes are called stomata. What are they called? Stomata. Alright? And you may be knowing that stomata open during the day and close at night. So this opening and closing of stomata is also regulated by osmosis. Alright, so the roots absorb water by osmosis. Unicellular organisms take water in their body by osmosis. The stomata open and close by the process of osmosis. So some this examples of significance of osmosis you have seen. Alright, now after this we are going to see three conditions. Alright, all this is given in chapter number 5 of your NCERT. As you are being taught here, open the book and just try to read from there, you can easily understand. Now there are three conditions. We are going to write three definitions. Alright, suppose we take a cell, alright, and we put it in water, alright. Now it depends on where the concentration of the cell is more or whether the water has higher concentration. So depending on this, we have three important definitions. Write it down, alright, so that you can write it in your copy. First, if medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell has higher concentration, has higher, if medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration, has higher water concentration than the cell. If medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration than the cell, if medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration than the cell, what will happen? What are they saying? If medium has higher water concentration than the cell, medium means the surrounding water. Here the water maybe say it is 90% and in the cell the water concentration is 10%. So if medium has higher water concentration than the cell, what will happen? The cell will gain water by osmosis. The cell will gain water. The cell will gain water by osmosis. Alright. This type of solution is called, this type of solution right down is called hypotonic solution. This type of solution, what is it called? Hypotonic solution. First definition, when we study osmosis, three important definitions are there. Alright. If medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration in the cell will gain water by osmosis. Alright, so this is known as, this type of solution is called hypotonic solution. This type of solution is called hypotonic solution. Clear? Then second definition. If medium surrounding the cell has exactly the same concentration as the cell. Look at the second definition. If medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell has exactly, if medium surrounding the cell has exactly the same water concentration, has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, as the cell. If medium surrounding the cell, like suppose this is a cell kept here in a medium, here outside water concentration is 50%, in the cell also water concentration is 50%. So if medium surrounding the cell has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, then such a type of solution is called isotonic solution. Such a type of solution is called isotonic solution. ISOTONIC. Isotonic solution. If medium surrounding the cell, that is this beaker, here concentration of water in the beaker is 50%, in the cell also it is 50%. So no exchange of, neither will the water go in the cell nor will any water come out of the cell. So this type of solution is called isotonic solution. Alright, then third definition. Alright, these are important. They ask you all these things. Very simple if you just write it and learn it. Number 3. If medium has low water concentration than the cell, if medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell, if medium surrounding the cell has low water concentration, has low water concentration, if medium surrounding the cell has low water concentration than the cell, what will happen? If medium surrounding has this cell, if medium surrounding the cell has no water concentration than the cell, alright, here say the water concentration outside is 30%, in the cell it is 70%. Okay, what will happen? Whatever it is, if medium surrounding cell has no water concentration than the cell has 70% water, medium has only 30% water. So what will happen? The cell will lose water by osmosis. The cell will lose water. The cell will lose water by osmosis. Because in osmosis, what have we learned? That water molecules, they always travel from high concentration to low. So the cell will lose water by osmosis. Such a solution is called hypertonic solution. This type of solution may be called what? Hypertonic solution. It is known as hypertonic solution. Can you understand? If medium surrounding the cell has low water concentration than the cell will lose water by osmosis, means the cell will shrink, isn't it? Such a type of solution is called hypertonic solution. So we studied osmosis, exoosmosis, endoosmosis. Then we studied hypotonic, isotonic, and also hypertonic solutions. Write the definitions. They are given in your NCERT also. Go through them. Alright, this much you should. Then, since we have studied both diffusion and osmosis, we have to write differences between them. Once you write the differences, whatever concepts that you have learned will be clear. This is diffusion, this is osmosis. Alright, see how do we write in biological form. Diffusion can take place. Diffusion can take place. Under diffusion, draw a column and write. It can take place in both air and water medium. It can occur. It can occur in both air and water medium. In both air and water medium. Diffusion can occur in both air and water medium, whereas osmosis occurs in liquid medium. Osmosis occurs in liquid medium. Osmosis occurs in liquid medium. Alright, then second, note it down, children. Yes, very good. I can see most of you are writing. Note it down. Keep your videos on and see that you note down. Alright, then after that, next we have under diffusion, it involves the movement of molecules of solid, liquid, gas. It involves the movement of molecules of solid, liquid, gas. You can understand this. It involves the movement of molecules of what? All solid, liquid, gas from region of high concentration to region of low concentration. From region of high concentration to region of low concentration to region of low concentration. Alright, this we have written. It involves movement of molecules of all the three: solid, liquid, gas from region of high concentration to region of low concentration. In osmosis, under that, it involves movement of solvent molecules only. Underline, it involves the movement of solvent molecules only. It involves the movement of solvent molecules only. Solvent is generally water. Movement of solvent molecules only from region of high concentration to region of low concentration. From region of high concentration to region of low concentration. From region of high concentration to region of low concentration. Second point we have written for diffusion and osmosis. Then third point, under diffusion can occur with or without semi-permeable membrane. Diffusion can occur with or without. It can occur with or without semi-permeable membrane. It can occur with or without semi-permeable membrane. Alright, diffusion can occur with or without semi-permeable membrane. Here what will you write? It occurs only through semi-permeable membrane. Only through semi-permeable membrane. Got it? Write down children third difference. Alright, it occurs only through semi-permeable membrane. Then the last difference we have to write. Diffusion equalizes concentration of molecules throughout the medium. Alright, Number 4, what will you write? Diffusion, it equalizes. Diffusion equalizes the. Diffusion is going to equalize the. It equalizes the concentration of molecules. Equalizes the concentration of molecules throughout the medium. Last point, throughout the medium. It equalizes the concentration of molecules throughout the medium. Here you can write it does not equalize. It does not equalize the concentration of molecules. It, under osmosis, it does not equalize concentration of molecules. It does not equalize the concentration of molecules. So like this, we have learned both diffusion and osmosis. Okay? Yes. Who's coming in the end? Eklavya, you don't know the time. You have come in the end. See that you should. Okay. I just see your the attendance. Yes. Okay. See that you join on time. Now learn these things, children. Learn it. All right. Learn these things. Okay. Write it. Learn it. Okay. Take care of yourself. All right. Okay. Bye bye. Okay, children. Make notes out of it. Yes. Okay, children.